thanks to a seismic shift in attitudes and perceptions surrounding gender roles in these STEM fields, women are increasingly assuming leadership roles, driving innovation and spearheading groundbreaking research. This shift reflects the recognition of the unique perspectives, talents and insights that women bring to the table. Despite this, challenges remain in increasing a woman's representation in STEM. For more on this, we're now joined by Dr. Rakeshnie. She is the Head of Research and Capacity Development at the University of Pretoria. Dr. Rakeshnie, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. Maybe let's start off here and educate us a bit. What are STEM fields and how do they actually impact our daily lives?
Thank you very much, Mbali, and thank you for the warm welcome. STEM refers to what we call a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and it's largely perceived as a male-dominated space. Science are for boys, and girls should stay clear and become educators of sort. But as we've seen, attitudes are changing, perceptions are changing, policy frameworks are changing, and we're seeing women now start working in a range of industries and which were once considered male-dominated. And this is including engineering, computer and information systems and technology, how cell phones are built as an example, looking up into the stars as well as looking at Earth observation capabilities for smart agricultural solutions. What we find impressive right now is that we see a significant number of women now joining the mining sector, which was once deemed a simple male-dominated sector. And as much as these strides continue, unfortunately, we still face barriers.
Yeah.
We've not reached parity at all.
And coming to that, you clearly talk about careers and fields which are largely male dominated. Give us an insight. When you're a woman and you're working in these fields, what are the challenges you are faced with on a daily basis?
Yeah, this is interesting that you say that. There's a lot of discrimination. There's something we call the gender pay gap. Women more often than not in senior executive positions earn 30% less than their male counterparts in the same position. We also have inflexible work policies, paternity leave, maternity leave, whereas in more developed countries, we have just parenting leave, and that can extend to 18 months. We also have, as an example, some of the biggest challenges is about competing messages around leadership abilities and leadership roles. And sometimes I think women are creating their own glass ceilings in this way, largely because our biological clock as women is in and direct competition, if not conflict, with our career growth trajectory. So whilst women decide in their late 20s, 30s, early 40s to have babies, men are just soaring in their career goals. And should a woman decide to balance both of it, they end up feeling guilty about prioritizing family over career goals or trying to just get that work-life balance. And what we're saying is let's break some of these barriers. But more especially, we're saying the discrimination that we face is all about things that we are saying to men out there who hold most of the leadership roles. Stop harassing us. Stop pulling us down and saying, this is the position that we see that women should occupy. We're asking you to open the doors to the big boardrooms to us, to keep a seat for us at the boardroom table, respect our perspectives and insights, and just stop victimizing us. We will get the job done. And I must bring to your attention here, Mbali, there's a new thing that seems to be emerging.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen it. Women are becoming so cutthroat in their relentless pursuit of getting to the top that in science careers, I recently had the privilege of listening to Dr. Karish Abdul Karim, and she said, why are women aggressively pursuing the other PhD? Pull her down. where women, once they get to the top, shut the doors to any other woman entering that boardroom. They close the ring to the boardroom table. They discriminate against younger women entering the space, and they are the first to cast a stone to any other of their female women coming through.
And Dr. Rakeshnie, I mean, with the conversations that we've been having, on the channel with Women's Month, that has come out a lot. That PhD, pull her down syndrome, especially as we highlight, the challenges being faced by women. It's quite sad that some of them actually come directly from women. But maybe, talking about this continued discrimination, not just from women and other, agendas in the work environment, what would you also say when it comes to your field? What are the perceptions surrounding gender roles in the STEM fields?
I think it's largely that women can't do it all. And this stems, as I said earlier, from our childhood gender biases, discrimination, cultural stereotypes. Science is for girls, and we see it in the statistics. Simple. We see 47%, close to 50%, almost parity in non-STEM sectors where women represent the workforce. In STEM fields, we'd be lucky if we hit 30%. And we see this across the space. We see, as an example, I call it the drop to the top. And from entry level to C-suite positions, we see female researchers suddenly saying they have shorter, less well-paid careers. They have lower participation in each successive step of the academic career. And as an example, only 7 of 26 universities in South Africa has a female vice-chancellor and principal. That's 27%. We have 40% of directorships at state-owned entities that are women-led, 36% at professional services industries, and about 27% in JSE-listed companies. So this is the stark reality, and we're seeing that it is starting from a very early age, and need to start cracking those casts and molds that exist out there.
And unfortunately, Dr. Rakeshnie, we don't have much time. What is your advice to young girls who have an interest in science and STEM fields, and and they also may be criticized for choosing a career in this field? What is your advice during Women's Month?
Firstly, I say it calls for a whole of society approach. We need to create a supportive and encouraging school culture from the young age, at the early childhood development stage. We need to encourage them with role models, because it's very hard to find a female astronaut, as an example, or Afronaut, as we're calling them. Having children, especially young girls, have access to digital literacy and the access to Internet of Things opens up career opportunities for them, avenues, and let them see the remarkable strides women are making in various fields of STEM. And I strongly believe that when I call for a whole of society approach, that education is the key to unlocking solutions needed to break stereotypes, unconscious biases and discrimination, about teaching boys and girls about respectful behaviors towards women and girls. And again, if in childhood we have, aspiring and inspiring men and women role models at homes, in schools, churches, societies, then this is how we shape the values, perceptions, and behaviors of our next generation. And I'm hoping that this also ends the pandemic for gender-based violence. So that's my take home.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Rakeshnie. That is Dr. Rakeshnie. She is the Head of Research Capacity Development at the University of Pretoria. Of course, this is as we continue to highlight Women's Month.